you fools! This isn't an anime video! Ha! I bet you look real goofy right now.
Video games. We all like them. It is an activity that can either bring people together.
What is this game, dude? Are you serious? Give me a green card!
Or destroy friendships. It is sometimes a refreshing way to enjoy stories other than watching anime. Even though anime is great, video games I would consider something to be the very thing that brings me the most joy, because of the experience being so different from just watching animation. You play the animation. You're basically able to interact with a unique world, which makes each game an unforgettable experience. The Final Fantasy series is a good example of different world interactions. Final Fantasy has had a lineup of games that have been going on for such a long time, each game with different and unique stories to keep making the game new and fresh, and has become famous for its most popular title, in which one of its characters uses a whole bottle of shampoo for one shower, which is very important to the main lore.
To make a long fucking story short, I put a whole bag of jelly beans up my ass.
But for today, we're going to look at the most recent game that came out in 2016, which frankly, it's something. Final Fantasy XV is a game that is meant to be a gateway for people who are curious about this series. It is meant to be a game people can start with, and it became an absolute meme, which only scratches the surface of this gaming experience, and as a real gamer, I am always open to them. The story of Final Fantasy XV is kind of all over the place. In order to even make sense of the game, you would have to watch an anime, a whole film, and 4 different DLC episodes for the story to even make some kind of sense. Even some scenes of the movie were added to the game because it had lore problems, although it would never top the confusion of Kingdom Hearts, which their lore is very different. We start with our protagonist, Noctaniel Lucis Calum, a prince of a dynasty of kings that have lived over 2,000 years who have teleporting skills. It doesn't get any simpler than that. After getting kicked out of his home, his next move is to go across the world to marry his childhood friend in a city I got lost in for 30 minutes. Seriously, this city is a nightmare to get through, which is questionable where they spent most of their budget. It looks cool, but it gives me a migraine. In the beginning of the world, we don't really seem to have much going on. We spawn in Mexico, an empty desert filled with magnificent creatures, giving you the real cross-country experience. Noctis and a party of 3 other characters try to catch gods, rob the ashes of your grandfather, only to find out that that blonde pussy was never obtainable.
I had sex with this.
Gladiolus is a man who is obsessed with fast food, but still stays in shape somehow, and is very good at swinging really huge chunks of metal or stone pillars. Prompto, a patriot of the United States, loves nothing more than his Second Amendment right, and it wields a variety of weapons: a pistol, a rifle, a grenade, and an RPG rocket launcher. He is probably one of the strongest characters in the game. Ignis, a living calculator who uses magic knives, and is the strategist of the group, and is very good at making pizza.
Very good pizza.
He also has a tendency to come up with new recipes in the randomest of places.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
What's up, Iggy?
I've come up with a new recipe.
Are you fucking kidding me? All this for a fucking piece of toast?
This is an open world-ish game, so for the most part you have to travel long distances. So the card given to you by your
Dead father.
is used to explore the land of Insomnia, which you get to customize with a variety of decorations. Even driving in this game has its surprises. Something very important in the game is that you need to refill gas every now and then, making the game more realistic and fun to interact with. Throughout your travels, you will also have Prompto take tons of photos, which all count till the end of the game, so I saved and maximized my SD card because my friends will not stop telling me how important this is later. The gameplay itself is pretty fun since all you do is press the warp button the entire game. There really is nothing else to do with this. They even give you a sword that is supposed to buff that ability to basically cheese the entire game. The game basically gives you this because of the 5 million bosses that attack you at the end of the game before you even get to the final boss. But before that, let's go grave robbing. There are 13 royal arms to collect in this game. The only way to get some of them is to play through the main story by stealing from your grandpa's secret stash. There are side quests to get the rest of them, which can take up to 3 hours of your time. You literally go through an entire sex dungeon to find only one sword. Speaking of side quests, while playing the game, I have always played the side quests first before continuing the main story. It's kind of a habit of mine. However, I have stopped doing that because I found out there were over 200 side quests to complete.
Oh, hey there, brother.
Again with your stupid ass mango!
The only exception I would give is being able to form your own cup noodles, which requires you to kill a giant behemoth. It is all just one giant ad, which a certain someone loves very much.
They're easy to make whenever you've got a craving, and they're delicious to boot. I'll never forget my first time.
It is a cool side quest, being able to customize your very own cup noodles with monster meat. Do not take that out of context. Some quests even break the leveling system, which you can also double if you were to go to the right hotel with lasagna on top of it. Something you should have noticed while playing the game is you always encounter this man. His name's Arden, and he's a certified sadist. He's probably my favorite design in the game, and he likes torturing Noctis because he is related to him, which is his entire motivation. Because who else doesn't want to kill their family, right? Oh, that's for me. Final Fantasy 15 is something you can only experience once. It is unintentionally able to make the experience more memorable, which feels like a real adventure. Attractive characters, spending time with friends, pizza, all of it is really unique and maybe even a little goofy at times. But it does try to be serious, and it does make an effort. Before you're even fighting the final boss, you're given a chance to look back. Noctis picks 1 out of 200 photos he gets to take with him once his adventure is over. It is supposed to be an emotional moment for your crew, since you spend so much time together, and frankly, I'm going to miss it. I didn't know what I was getting into until the end cutscene plays, and I didn't know that the picture was going to be placed in the cutscene, which the picture I chose is basically just supposed to be how I felt about the entire experience, which happened to be Noctis hopping a fence with a mariachi suit. Cool game though.